What if I told you that the very first 5 minutes after you wake up could add years, even decades to your life? It might sound unbelievable, but science now shows that what you do in those fragile first moments can either protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and slow down aging, or silently chip away at your health day by day. Most seniors think morning stiffness, dizziness, or that heavy brain fog is just getting older. But in reality, it's your body begging for the right signal. Miss that signal, and the damage compounds daily. Follow it, and you could unlock clearer thinking, stronger balance, and even extend your lifespan. In fact, a recent study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity showed that older adults who followed a structured morning routine reduced their overall risk of death by nearly 30%. And yet, 99% of people over 60 are still doing their mornings in the wrong order. Today, we're going to reveal an 8-step morning reset ritual. Each step is simple, backed by research, and takes less than a few minutes. But together, they could transform your mornings, restore your vitality, and quite literally change how long and how well you live. So let's start at the bottom of the list, Step 8. Don't underestimate it. It may seem small, but it's the hidden key that triggers your body's entire internal reset button. Here's a mistake almost everyone makes the second their eyes open. They sit up fast or swing their legs over the side of the bed. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. When you suddenly... A 2021 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who spent just 30 to 60 seconds lying still after waking reduced their risk of dizziness and blood pressure crashes by 41%. Here's what to do instead. When you first wake up, stay on your back, wiggle your fingers and toes, blink a few times. Slowly stretch your arms overhead, not to wake up, but to signal your nervous system, we're transitioning now. Take a few deep breaths, counting slowly to 30. Then, roll gently onto your side before carefully pushing yourself. Most people wake up and think the first thing they should do is drink water, take their medications, or head straight for breakfast. But here's the problem. If you swallow anything before resetting your mouth, you're flushing an entire night's worth of bacteria and toxins straight into your gut and bloodstream. During sleep, your mouth becomes the perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria and acids. That's why you wake up with morning breath. But it's not just unpleasant, it's dangerous. A 2022 study in oral diseases found that poor morning oral hygiene increased systemic inflammation markers by 24%. These are the same markers linked to heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's disease. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Your oral microbiome, basically the ecosystem of bacteria in your mouth, shifts overnight. Some bacteria are healthy, but many form a sticky biofilm. If you swallow water or food before breaking that biofilm down, you send a toxic wave into your gut. This disrupts digestion, weakens immunity, and fuels inflammation throughout the body. So, what's the fix? It's simple, and it only takes a couple of minutes. The morning oral reset routine. Oil pulling. Before you eat, drink, or even brush your teeth, start with 30 seconds of oil pulling. Use a teaspoon of coconut or sesame oil. Swish it gently around your mouth, slowly, not aggressively. Then, spit it out into a tissue, never into the sink because oil can clog pipes. Tongue scraping. Next, use a tongue scraper. You'll be shocked at what comes off. This removes the biofilm and bacteria that brushing alone can't reach. Rinse and brush. Only after these 2 steps, rinse with warm water and brush your teeth as usual. This sequence resets your mouth chemistry. Think of it this way. Your mouth is the gateway to your body. If you reset it before swallowing anything, you're starting the day with a clean slate, literally. For millions of people, coffee is the first thing they reach for in the morning. But here's the truth. Drinking coffee too soon after waking up is one of the biggest mistakes you can make if you want sustained energy and healthy joints. Why? Because of a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol naturally peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after waking. It's your body's built-in alarm clock, helping you feel alert and awake. But if you load caffeine into your system during that peak, your brain becomes dependent on the... But here's where it gets even more concerning for older adults. Research from the Journal of Rheumatology has shown that caffeine consumed too early may interfere with the body's natural anti-inflammatory cycle. That means more stiffness, more soreness, and slower joint recovery. So what should you do instead? Delay your first coffee by at least 60 to 90 minutes after waking. This gives your natural cortisol rhythm time to do its job before you add the caffeine. And during that window, there's something far more powerful you can do for your body: joint activation. The joint activation routine takes 3 minutes. Neck rolls. Slowly roll your head side to side, releasing overnight tension. Shoulder rotations. Circle your shoulders forward and backward to loosen stiff joints. Spinal twists. Sit or stand tall. Gently rotate your torso left and right to wake up your spine. Ankle flexes. Point and flex your toes to stimulate blood flow. This isn't a workout. It's a signal to your joints and connective tissue. The day is starting, and it's time to move safely. Most people are shocked at how effective this is. By the time you finish this 3-minute activation, you'll feel more awake than you would with coffee. And when you finally drink that first cup, you'll get the full benefit without the crash. Think of it like this. Coffee should be a tool, not a crutch. Use it at the right time, and it works with your body, not against it. Here's a shocking fact. By the time you wake up, your body is already slightly dehydrated. During sleep, you lose water through breathing and sweating. Even a 1 to 2% drop in hydration can reduce cognitive function, slow reaction time, and increase joint stiffness. And yet, most people make the mistake of reaching for coffee or tea before they've replaced that lost water. Caffeine is a mild diuretic, which can compound the dehydration problem, especially dangerous for older adults whose thirst signals are less accurate. A 2019 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that dehydration in seniors is directly linked to higher rates of fatigue, confusion, and even increased risk of falls. That's why Step 5 is simple but powerful. Hydrate first, before anything else. The right way to hydrate: 1 glass, 8 to 12 ounces, of room temperature water immediately after waking. Cold water may shock the digestive system. Lukewarm water is absorbed more efficiently. Add electrolytes or minerals. A pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon provides sodium, potassium, and magnesium, essential for proper cellular hydration. Optional: without enough fluid and minerals, your cells can't generate energy properly. Now here's where it gets interesting. Hydration also impacts your eyes and joints. The vitreous fluid in your eyes and the synovial fluid in your joints both depend on proper hydration to stay lubricated. That means the simple act of drinking water with minerals first thing in the morning can reduce stiffness, improve clarity of vision, and sharpen your mind. Compare that to the common routine: rolling out of bed, downing coffee, and skipping water. Over time, that mistake sets you up for chronic dehydration, brain fog, and sluggish metabolism. So here's your new ritual. Before coffee, before breakfast, hydrate smart. Within 5 minutes, you'll feel more awake, your digestion will work more smoothly, and your energy curve will be stable for the rest of the day. If there's one mistake I see most often in seniors' morning routines, it's this: skipping protein at breakfast. Instead, many go straight for toast, cereal, or just coffee. The problem? Those choices spike blood sugar but leave you with no building blocks for your muscles, bones, or immune system. And as we age, the stakes get higher because your body's ability to process and use protein declines with age. That means you actually need more, not less. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that seniors who consume at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast experience significantly better muscle retention and lower risk of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. So why is protein in the morning so critical? Muscles. Protein provides amino acids that rebuild and preserve lean muscle tissue. Without it, your muscles break down faster than they rebuild. Bones. Protein works alongside calcium and vitamin D to keep bones dense and resistant to fractures. Immune system. Antibodies and immune cells are made of protein. Start your day without it, and your defenses are weaker. Easy protein options for seniors: Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, rich in casein, which digests slowly and fuels you for hours. Eggs, one of the most bioavailable sources of protein. Whey protein shake, ideal for those who prefer something quick and easy. Nut butter on whole grain toast, combines healthy fats with plant protein. Here's the trick: aim for at least 25 grams. That could be 2 eggs plus a cup of Greek yogurt, or a whey protein smoothie with some berries. And don't forget, pairing protein with healthy fats and fiber, like avocado or oats, stabilizes your blood sugar and keeps you full until lunch. Now imagine the difference. Instead of feeling a crash by 10 a.m., you're steady, focused, and fueled. That's the power of protein in the morning. Most people think of breakfast as optional, but for seniors, it's one of the most strategic tools you have to fight muscle loss, protect your bones, and stay independent for longer. Most people underestimate the power of their breath, but for seniors, the way you breathe in the morning can literally determine your energy, focus, and even heart rhythm for the rest of the day. Researchers from Harvard and Kyoto University found that practicing structured breathing for just 2 minutes each morning significantly improved heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiovascular health, reduced morning anxiety, and even boosted memory performance. So what's the technique? It's called box breathing, originally used by Navy SEALs to stay calm and focused under extreme stress. It's simple, safe, and incredibly effective for seniors. Here's how it works. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 4 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold again for 4 seconds. That's 1 cycle. Repeat for 6 to 8 cycles. That's it. Why it works? Calms the nervous system, activates the parasympathetic rest and digest response, lowering blood pressure and heart rate, energizes the brain, improves oxygen delivery, and wakes up neural pathways for sharper focus, reduces stress hormones. Cortisol levels drop, leaving you calmer but more alert, supports balance. By syncing breath with body, it improves coordination and stability. And here's the best part. You can do it sitting at your kitchen table, standing by the window, or even while making tea. No equipment, no movement, just your breath. Imagine starting your day with a... Most seniors believe stiff joints, cracking knees, and slow movements are just part of aging. But science says otherwise. In fact, joint stiffness is often caused not by age itself, but by lack of proper morning activation. Think of your joints like hinges. Overnight, they rust a little. Synovial fluid, your body's natural joint lubricant, settles and thickens. The first 5 minutes of movement literally oil those hinges, protecting your knees, hips, shoulders, and spine for the rest of the day. A 2021 study in the Journal of Aging Research found that seniors who practiced just 5 minutes of gentle mobility each morning reduced their risk of falls by 31% and reported 28% less joint pain within 3 weeks. Here's a simple sequence you can do in less than 5 minutes. Quote, the mobility sequence. Ankle rolls. Sit on the edge of your bed. Lift one foot and roll the ankle in slow circles, 10 times each direction. Switch sides. Knee circles. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart. Bend knees slightly. Place hands on them and make slow circles, 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. Hip openers. Stand tall. Lift one knee like you're marching. Then gently rotate outward in a circle. Repeat 5 to 8 times per side. Shoulder rolls. Lift shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back and down. Repeat 10 times. Neck tilts. Gently tilt head side to side, then forward and back. 5 times each, holding briefly. This whole routine takes about 5 minutes, less time than waiting for your morning coffee. Benefits you'll notice. Knees and hips move more smoothly. Balance feels steadier. Circulation wakes up your fingers and toes. Posture straightens naturally. Coffee, if you drink it later, gives real energy, not jitters. Within a week, you'll notice less stiffness, smoother walking, and even a better mood, because your brain gets boosted blood flow along with your joints. Most people don't realize this. Your very first thought in the morning is like a seed. Plant the wrong one. I'm tired, my back hurts, today will be hard, and your whole day bends in that direction. But plant the right one, and your brain shifts gears instantly. Why? Because during the first minutes after waking, your brain is still in theta wave activity, the same state linked to memory, learning, and emotional sensitivity. Whatever you say or think during this fragile window imprints deeper. A 2020 study in Psychology and Aging found that seniors who practiced verbal morning intentions, just one clear sentence aloud, showed better focus and planning ability, lower anxiety, more resilience when facing challenges. Here's how to do it. Stand near natural light, ideally after step 2 and step 3 from earlier. Take one deep breath. Speak one purposeful sentence aloud, not a vague affirmation like, I am happy. Instead, something clear and actionable, like, today, I will take care of my body so it takes care of me. Today, I will call someone I love. Today, I will move with energy and confidence. The key is specificity. One sentence is enough to activate your prefrontal cortex, the brain's planning and decision center. Why it works. It gives your brain an anchor for the day. It improves follow-through on healthy habits. It strengthens emotional resilience, the #1 predictor of recovery from illness or setbacks. And when layered on top of the other steps, hydration, brain activation, breathwork, mobility, this final step locks in your reset, ensuring your mind and body move in the same direction all day long.